Hello, this is Lynn Blackwell, energy coach, and I'm here today with Emma, and we're going to talk about clarity. Emma is in college, and she feels like she's at a deciding point in her life, and she needs to make some decisions that she's not real clear on how to move forward. So go ahead, Emma, and tell the viewers what's going on.
So right now I'm a freshman out of state, and next year I have to decide
And
kind
that's
of
in
like,
college, I should just
yes,
tell you.
yes.
You look very young. I don't want.
I have to decide like what major I want to pursue because right now I'm undecided and like where I want to live, like on campus, out of campus, like it's just a lot of decisions that need to be made kind of relatively soon.
Okay. And you're feeling pressure that you
Yeah.
may make the wrong decision and that this decision has so much weight and it's going to
Yeah.
affect. Okay. All right. So let me clarify that. So with clarity, right? A lot of people around the world have a challenge with that because everyone needs to make decisions throughout the day. And then we think we have to make that decision from our own little 3D self, right? But the actual truth is that you only have to do the next inspired step, right? You don't, now you're jumping to the end point where the deadline is that you have to make the decision. And when is that deadline?
Like the end of March.
Okay, the end of March. So you've got weeks, right? A lot can happen in 2 weeks. Okay. So
Yeah.
you're like getting anxious. Is what is the energy here? The anxiety, the worry, the fear that you don't have the decision 2 weeks in advance, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So as a person that's older that has, gone to college and lived in different places, I changed my major, right? So don't think that when you make that decision in 2 weeks, a final decision that goes down in writing, it could change.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
one thing you're doing is you're making it all like, like everything. Like this is not that big a deal, right? You can go down on paper and say, this is my major and I'm going to live here, and then decide something else, right? When
Yeah.
the next year comes, because at your age, and if you don't mind us saying how old
Yeah.
you
Of
are.
course.
Yeah, it's 20,
Yeah.
right? So you're 20 years old. 3 months, a summer is like a lifetime, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
much changes. Okay. So you're putting too much emphasis on something that isn't that big of a deal, right? I mean, it's a big deal. It's important. You want to be thoughtful about it, but you really don't want to get stressed out, fear, and anxious, because that energy is just going to affect everything else in your life, not in a good way.
Yeah.
Okay. And have you
Yeah.
been experiencing that?
Yes, very much. And like normally I'm not like I don't get in my head about things. So like this was like a very like what now? Like what do I
So
do?
so you are new to the college experience,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So you're taking it very seriously because it's something new. It's something that you've worked for. You've made, you're out of state now from your family. It's huge.
Yeah.
But before we continue, I want you to talk about how this fear, anxiety, and worry that you've taken on, because you have to make a decision in 2 weeks, and how is that affecting you?
It's affecting me in a lot of ways. Like my sleep, like I'm so restless, I can't fall asleep. Yeah. And
Okay.
then like
Okay.
I feel like just my relationships too. Like I feel like they've suffered because I've been so worried about everything else rather than like focusing on the now.
Right. Okay. So one thing that a lot of people feel that they are responsible for, and if they don't do it, it's not going to get done, is figure out the how, right? How am I going to get to that decision in 2 weeks, right? So you're taking yourself from the now, you're transporting yourself into the future 2 weeks, and you're like, oh my gosh, I got to do everything myself and I don't know what to do. And then your whole life goes down down the tube.
Yeah.
So with this and every other aspect of life, it's just an energetic, basic premise to stay in alignment, stay centered, stay grounded, right? Stay focused. And don't go transporting yourself into the future all this way, because it's unhealthy. Anything could happen. And, you could win the lottery tomorrow. You can get a scholarship at another school. You can meet a great guy and move on to another school. I mean, so much could happen. And when you go ahead and you fear that and all that, you're just limiting what the universe can do. So you just want to hand over any problems you have, and in this point, in this time, my major, and give it to the universe to manage. Just say, you know what, universe, here it is, you do it. I'm going to go lay out in the sun and get some vitamin D, go walk on the beach, whatever you do to bring yourself back into alignment. So now you're in alignment. You've given it up. You've done some meditation. Now we will do a meditation that I'll record separately. And you want to go within and you want to ask your higher self, where is it that what major should I take? Where is the best living arrangement for me? And just announce that, I need to know by, March 31st or whenever it is, at this date. And you don't need to know until 5 minutes before then. Right? I mean, and if you're, a lot of people, especially in today's times, are not so definite and exact on exactly what they want in the future, because the world is changing so quickly in so many ways. So you stay centered, you stay aligned, you do this meditation twice a day, you give it over to the universe to figure it out. And then you can contemplate, like, what are your major options, right? And what calls out to you, what resonates with you. So maybe ancient history, not physics, not resonating. Maybe health and nutrition, ding 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 ding, I don't know, right? So you take the list that you're given and you just say, does this resonate with me? And a lot of it you're just going to say, absolutely not, I'll be miserable. And then you'll end up with 5 that maybe, and so you work with 5. With your living situation, again, you just relax into it and what best suits you. So I think it's a dorm or off-campus housing. Is that your options? So the dorm is nice because you're in with a lot of people just like you, right? A big opportunity to make a lot of friends and to hang out and just to really enjoy that experience. Off campus is probably like a little bit more grown up, right? So if you want to be a young college student and be in a dorm and have fun and giggle with your friends, maybe do that. If you feel more called to be more of a grown up, and knowing we've met before, you've been doing a lot of grown up things. You're very much you have been in your younger years have been acting like a full grown adult. Taking on a lot of responsibility. You haven't really been, that happy, carefree, young adult, child, teenager. So you look at that and you weigh it and say, maybe for a year, I'll just go be, a happy-go-lucky college student, go down to my dorm room, cafeteria, So does all that resonate with you?
Yes, very much so.
Okay.